Hello, my name is Michael Hall, and I am going to be doing stagecraft for the vignette Get On Board. Get On Board is set in the time period of the Middle Passage, also known as the slave trade. In the slave trade, these slaves were sent to locations such as Havana, North America, and other places. In Get On Board, it really describes African Americans in a stereotypical way. For example, African Americans are known or said to be good dancers, and you could tell from now the nay hit them folks, all that. African Americans created that. And even in the 60s, two dances that were mentioned in here were the Watusi and the Funky Chicken. Some things that I had never heard of until I read this vignette. Also, African Americans are kind of known to be athletic. You could take a really tall black dude and just say, okay, he probably plays basketball just because he's black and tall. You don't really know him, though. It's just saying that African Americans, they're only known to be tall, they're only known to be athletic and good dancers. Now, one person I would really like to cast as the main character for Get On Board, Miss Pat, I would like to cast Zal Haskins. The reason I would like to cast Zal Haskins, well, as we were going throughout the school, to find kind of the perfect angle to film Get On Board as to film Miss Pat for the actor, I saw a really big change from Zal Haskins' Slay, as she was just saying her name, very monotone, and then a huge sense of perkiness. And that's what I really saw in Miss Pat as I was reading the script. So I would really like to cast Zal Haskins because she brings that perkiness. Now, my vision for the set. Let's start off with some props. First, what I would like to have really are some overhead bins like you would see in a plane, because these slaves are not sitting on the slave ship, they're sitting on a plane. Now, these slaves are not on a full luxurious plane where they're flight attendants that have food carts and give you snacks and meals. These slaves have fasten your shackles signs and many other bad stuff. So what I would really like to have are some beat up chairs, a basketball, because as she was describing how athletic African Americans were, she mentioned, okay, so you might have to suffer for a few hundred years in the burning heat of the sun and the stinging of lash. But after that, with this one item, the basketball, you'll become millionaires. Also, I would like to have a wall in backstage. And that wall, at the top of the wall, has a sign. And that sign is going to have the red Delta triangle. And in cursive, it's going to say the Celebrity Slave Ship. So what I picture for my set, is these chairs. It can be either 6 or 8 chairs. And they're going to be in groups of 3 or 4. These chairs are going to make 2 rows. But they're going to be facing backstage. Also, a prop that I would like to mention are 2 djembes. Now, in the back of the chairs, in the back row of the chairs, it will be 2 drummers who are going to be drumming, because in the vignette they mentioned, Miss Pat mentioned, no drums, but it shows signs of rebellion. But they continue to drum anyway. So those would be the 2 drummers mentioned in the vignette. And for the rest of the row, there will be dummy heads on the chairs, because we don't really need actual people in this scene. So, like I said, those chairs are going to be facing backstage, and Miss Pat, she is going to be facing upstage, away from the slaves, but she's going to be walking forward and back, away from the back of the row. That way, she's facing the audience upstage, but it's going to look like she is talking to the slaves. Now, Miss Pat, she's going to be center stage, and the slaves are going to be center left and center right. Thank you once again. My name is Michael Hall, and I will be doing Stagecraft for Get On Board.